All right, guys. So I posted a video like a day or two ago about how I all this drama happened while I was trying to pre-order the PlayStation 5. So a lot of people have been asking me questions about it. They kind of unclear what happened, who was on whose side, and stuff like that. So like right now, this guy's name is 8-Bit Eric. Posted a couple of videos of all these insane fights going on over these pre-orders. So I just want to explain to you guys what happened in my situation. So let's do it. Welcome back to Game Over. And I've been playing games and collecting games ever since I was a kid. So therefore I decided to start this channel up. So if you like my videos, smash that like button and subscribe. So without further ado, let's start the video. All right, so let's just jump right in the video. The day before, I went to GameStop, and I saw two people posted up outside in a red van, so I was like, oh, they must be waiting for a pre-order. I don't know if it was Xbox or PlayStation. So I went inside, and I asked them, hey, do you guys have any PlayStation or Xbox? And then the lady said, yeah, we have PlayStation up in, so I'm going to post it up outside, how many I'm going to have. So I say, cool, okay, so next morning I'm just going to wake up, try to get there really early, probably around 3, maybe 4 at least. So there are only 2 people in line at that time. So right now, when I pulled up, I was shocked to see that there's nobody in line. So I was like, what? So at this point I'm thinking, did they give them out already? I mean, what's going on? But when I read the sign, it said clearly they had 4. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe they had more, they gave them their vouchers and they left, and they only have 4 left. So I didn't know what to think. I was just shocked because I never been first in line before. So nobody was there. All right, so let's move on. All right, so a few minutes later, a security guard pulled up, and he asked me, hey, to hold his spot for him. He's just going to go get some coffee with us. So I said, okay, cool. Okay, about this time, the security guard right here, so you can barely see, pulled up and said, you guys got to leave, you're trespassing. So we decided, you know what, the business is almost over, man. So all these businesses right here. So we were like, dude, can we stay? But he was being a jerk about it. So we basically refused to leave. So keep in mind, this guy right here is actually a security guard, but he was off. He actually worked the graveyard shift. So he was aware of what was going on, but he was sleeping in his car, which you can't see, was right over here. And so this guy, for some reason, just won't let it go. So he ended up calling the cops. So the other security guard inside the car had his mother, which is, you can't see her, she's out of frame, hold his seat. So eventually, that's his mom right there, and eventually the cops showed up, and the cops were cool. They were like on our side or whatever. Like, dude, this is just what they do. They're gamers or whatever. So the cops were cool. So pretty much the cops, talked to the guys, and the security guard ended up calling his boss. He called his the property manager, and the property manager said, we're not going to press any charges. Just let them stay. Just try to be quiet, and that's it. So we were like celebrating at this point. The cops let us go. So we thought, okay, everything's cool. Everything's cool. Okay, so this is where it gets crazy right here. The 4 guys that were actually in line the night before who got kicked out by this security guard right here were actually around the corner waiting for the security guard and the cops to basically kick us out. So apparently, the security guard made a deal with one of the other guys. So it's funny, after the security guard left and the cops were pulling off, the other security guard right here, who was actually, and I was 1 and he was 2, he actually went in the car and fell asleep. But I thought that was kind of odd. Once his buddies left, he came out. But anyway, Once everything, the guys left, we relaxed. Like I said, thought, okay, we're cool. We're in the good. There's 4 of us, and so we're good. So a few seconds later, so before we can have a little breather, like, yeah, you know, we fought off the security guard and the cops or whatever, these 4 guys showed up. So remember, we didn't know who these guys were, right? So, but the way they pulled up on us, it was kind of like a mob mentality, we felt, because they came up at the same time. And remember, they all pulled up in cars and jumped out at the same time. So apparently they were waiting again for the security guard and cops to kick us out. And apparently one of the security guards had to deal with this guy because he was telling the security guard, look, I've been here for 3 days. And if you kick us out, somebody else, like meaning us, are going to pull up and take our spots. Where the security guard told him, look, if anybody comes, I'll kick them out too. And he said, well, what if they refuse? He said, no, they're not going to refuse. You know, if they refuse, we're going to call the cops and, you know, they'll be booked for trespassing. Well, the cops didn't book us for trespassing. They let it go. So at this point, they were waiting for us to leave, and then they were going to come back. That was the deal with the security guard. The security guard said, I get off at 7:30, and once I leave, I don't give a shit what happens. And their plan kind of fell through. So that's where we're at right here. So, but the way they came at us, it was kind of like they came with a piece of paper saying, look, man, we're first, you know, you guys are supposed to left. It was just madness. And then that's when the arguments just started. It was like them against us. So later on, I got to kind of know this guy because he sat right next to me. And because he was on the other side of the door, he was like, you know what, I've been here for like a few days. So, and the sad thing about it, when I came yesterday, it was him. He's telling the truth. This guy's telling the truth. That's the red van. Wait a minute, I don't know if you've seen it, but so right here is his red van. So he's actually telling the truth. I actually saw him there the day before. So he's telling the truth. He was actually there camping, you know, so I guess his buddy, no, but I'm not, no. So this is his buddy was actually waiting with him. So right here, these two almost get in a fight. This guy with the red hat over some sexual comment because he didn't know if he was a male or female. I don't know. But they got kind of heated. And we thought it died down. Well, it did die down. But they were still arguing right here. But apparently, we didn't notice it later on, he actually was calling someone. And later on, his buddy, his brother and another guy showed up. And they showed up with this loud rap music or whatever and, you know, aggressive. But they ended up being cool. You know, they told him, hey, it's all over or whatever. It got squashed. So we let it go. So later on, the manager just walks up in to Chaos. And she was, like, cool about, like, everything. But she was like, man, I never seen this in 20 years, something like this happening. So she called corporate, actually, to figure out what can she do about the whole situation. It was basically 4 against 4. Later on, a huge crowd showed up in the background because they were like arguing and bickering. It got like really bad. So if you want to watch the video, it got really bad, calling each other liars, losers, and stuff like that. But it was, like I said, it was just the way they came at us in the beginning. But you know, there's good sides on both sides. I mean, there's good people on both sides. There really is, you know. You know, it's just all a big misunderstanding. And the security guard was the one that kind of kicked everybody out and made this a big problem because he could have just, like the other security guard said, usually we just let him stay there, you know. But this security guard, man, he was just, I don't know, he was on his high horse or something like that. He made everything worse. So the other security guard, who was number 2, the second in place, just got kind of tired of one of the other guys. And so they were about to go to blows. But, you know, he calmed down because he was like, he felt it was just unfair. And I get it. he's been waiting there a long time. We've all been waiting there for a long time. So he didn't like the fact that he was blocking the door. So the GameStop supervisor came out, and they decided to give the red van, the person in the red van first, because they know he was there for like 3 days. And so there's 4 of us. So the other side who left, the first person ended up getting a ticket. His friend right here did not get one. And one of our guys on the other side didn't get one. So, but like I said, the GameStop supervisor was so cool. She said, look, let me take down your numbers, and we're going to see what we can do to try to, like, resolve this. And I thought that was really cool of her. So at the end, you know, it kind of worked itself out, but it was crazy. So that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. I didn't want people thinking that, you know, that, you know, at the end we all act like you know, adults at the end, you know. So all right, guys, that's my video, and thanks for watching. And just go to my video and watch the first one. That'll show you the whole thing. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and game over.
Judgment call made 2 days ago. I do apologize for this.
I sacrificed 5 days of work. You didn't sacrifice.
That's your fault. That's your fault. You're a loser. You're a loser like that. For being there for 5 days. Do you hear yourself? 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 Do you hear yourself?